WWE title reigns everyone expected to rule, but they actually sucked. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Number 10. Daniel Bryan WWE title 2014. Daniel Bryan had his crowning moment as a WWE star at WrestleMania 30. Bryan would defeat 3 members of Evolution in one evening to ultimately become WWE champion. Fans had high hopes for the reign itself, as it was expected that Bryan would be a fighting champion and WWE would present him as a new face of the company. Unfortunately, a matter of weeks into his title reign, Bryan came down with a serious injury. WWE, to their credit, did strip Bryan of the title straight away, but by the summer of 2014, it was determined that Bryan's injury was serious enough to strip him of the title. Bryan only had one successful title defense on pay-per-view during his reign, and that came at Extreme Rules when he defeated Kane. WWE did have bold plans for Bryan's reign, as matches set to take place included a buried alive encounter with Kane and even a SummerSlam showdown with the Beast Brock Lesnar. Number 9. Kane World Title 2010. At last, in the summer of 2010, WWE committed to giving Kane a world title reign that lasted longer than 24 hours. This was something fans were crying out for, and it was certainly great to see the WWE great finally getting his flowers. WWE booked Kane mainly to feud with The Undertaker during his world title reign, and whilst they did attempt to recapture the magic of their 90s feud, both men were way past their prime in 2010, so the matches suffered as a result. Kane's subsequent feud with Edge wasn't much better, as Edge was bringing the first portion of his career to a close, and the feud quickly went off the rails when Vince McMahon decided to insert his subjective humor into the mix. But it wasn't all bad, as Kane's promo work was a major standout during the world title. It's just a shame that the in-ring product and storytelling on offer didn't meet the same standards. Number 8. Naomi SmackDown Women's Title 2017. WrestleMania 33 saw Naomi receive her second run as SmackDown Women's Champion. Naomi's first run ended prematurely due to injury, so this was WWE's chance to give fans a reign that they could remember forever. Whilst Naomi's popularity didn't dip one bit during her reign, WWE failed to give her anything substantial to do as champion. In a baffling booking decision, WWE only committed to giving her one successful title defense on pay-per-view, and this was against Lana. Naomi's final singles reign in the company would come to an end at SummerSlam in 2017, officially putting an end to one of the most frustrating and disappointing women's title reigns of the past decade. Number 7. Seth Rollins Universal Title 2019. WWE did such a bad job with Seth Rollins' 2019 Universal title reign that they were forced to turn him heel. Fans were initially elated when Rollins slayed and dethroned Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35, yet things quickly fell apart when WWE booked Rollins in a feud with Baron Corbin. At this point in 2019, Corbin wasn't world champion material, and the feud was uninspiring and lifeless. WWE also had Rollins and Becky Lynch as a couple on screen, and this was an awkward presentation as both looked uncomfortable, and without a doubt it took away from Rollins' reign. Both Rollins and Lynch have been critical of the booking move, and it's easy to see why, as this was a move that could have easily been avoided. When Rollins entered into a feud with the Fiend Bray Wyatt, the fans were gradually growing increasingly tired of Rollins in the reign. The infamous Hell in a Cell match resulted in one of the worst received matches in company history, and all the blame fell on Rollins, and the WWE decided to turn him heel to capitalize on the backlash. Thankfully, Rollins' 2023 to 2024 world title reign was a vast improvement, and it was wonderful to see Rollins get the reign he truly deserved. Number 6. Bray Wyatt WWE Title 2017. Utter joy fell over the WWE fanbase when Bray Wyatt was crowned WWE Champ in 2017. Wyatt had been one of the most celebrated performers of the past couple of years, and it was about time that Wyatt finally got a chance to have a WWE title reign. This reign started off incredibly well, as Wyatt pinned John Cena in a triple threat match on SmackDown, and it was implied based on this strong initial presentation that Wyatt was going to be presented as a dominant champion. Wyatt was booked to face Royal Rumble winner Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33, and fans were 99% certain that Wyatt would retain, especially as Wyatt had only just won the title, and the storyline between Wyatt and Orton still had places to go. However, in one of the most lifeless matches imaginable, Orton won with an RKO, ending Wyatt's reign in a lousy 49 days. Number 5. Rob Van Dam WWE Title 2006. Due to the relaunch of the ECW brand in 2006, WWE decided to give one of their top babyfaces in Rob Van Dam a run with the WWE title. RVD was still immensely popular with the audience, and although it could be argued that his WWE title run should have come in at 2001 or 2002, it was still welcome to see RVD receive the nod. RVD would defeat John Cena in a classic matchup at One Night Stand, and based on this alone, it seemed like a given that RVD would be champion for an extended period. Unfortunately, due to RVD and Sabu being arrested for drug possession, WWE would have no choice but to book RVD to drop the title to Edge. RVD was also ECW champion at the time, so of course, he had to drop both titles within a 24-hour period. This was a total letdown, but WWE had little choice in the matter. RVD would reflect on the reign coming to an end during an episode of WWE Icons, and this is what he had to say. By the next day, before I even got to the arena, it was all over every type of media. Why? Because I was the WWE champion at the time. When I got to the building, Vince told me, "Rob, tonight you're going to have to be stripped of your WWE championship. Tomorrow, you'll be stripped of the ECW championship." He also said you're going to be suspended for 30 days. I knew that I had seriously dropped the ball on some major plans for WWE in ECW. Number 4, Dean Ambrose WWE title 2016. Dean Ambrose's 2016 WWE title reign came at a time in which WWE were about to implement the modern brand split. Due to this, a lot of the positives of Ambrose's reign, such as the feud with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, are often forgotten about. Additionally, the reign suffered greatly from WWE failing to present Ambrose and the title as something fans should actually care about. Ambrose's SummerSlam 2016 title defense against Dolph Ziggler was one of the weakest matches on the entire card, and it struggled to compete against matches such as Cena vs AJ Styles and Orton vs Brock Lesnar. Just a month after the infamous Ziggler matchup, WWE decided to have Ambrose drop the title to AJ Styles at the Backlash event. This was the right move at the time, as whilst the buzz was there at first for Ambrose's run, the reign became increasingly dull as the months went on. Number 3, Undertaker World Title 2007. WWE's resident phenom The Undertaker won his first world title since 2002 back at WrestleMania 23. The Undertaker having a reign as a modern version of the Deadman character would bring new life into the WWE product, and the Deadman was delivering some of the finest in-ring output of his career, so this was an exciting time for fans of the WWE Hall of Famer. The reign got off to an incredible start as The Undertaker engaged in a brutal last man standing match with Batista at Backlash, yet just after this acclaimed bout, it was ruled that The Undertaker was injured, and the injury was so severe that they needed to get the title off him immediately. They were going through a state of turmoil at the time of The Undertaker's injury, as although it initially looked like Mr. Kennedy was going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on the Deadman, it was ruled that Kennedy was hurt. So in another huge plot twist, Kennedy was defeated by Edge for the briefcase, and Edge would proceed to cash in on The Undertaker. Number 2, Chris Jericho Undisputed Title 2001. It was a pleasant surprise when Chris Jericho became the inaugural Undisputed Champion in late 2001. Logic would assume that WWE would crown either The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin, however, Vince McMahon ultimately decided that Jericho was the right call. There was buzz surrounding Jericho's win as it was unpredictable, and this would mark Jericho's first world title reign in the company, so fans were ready to see how Jericho would be presented and marketed as champion. Jericho was very much booked and marketed as a fluke champion, and this did little to positively boost Jericho. He would often cheat to win his matches, and when Triple H returned, Jericho became the third wheel in the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon drama. Jericho's disappointing reign would come to an end in the main event of WrestleMania 18, and this would mark Jericho's only world title reign in the company until 2008. And number 1, Jeff Hardy WWE title 2008. In 2008, Jeff Hardy had become the most popular act in all of WWE. Hardy was someone even more popular than John Cena, and the Armageddon pay-per-view was Hardy's crowning moment, as he would become WWE Champion for the first time ever. Due to Hardy's popularity, it was only logical that he would carry the title until at least WrestleMania 25, however, WWE had other ideas. At the very next pay-per-view, that being the 2009 Rumble, Hardy dropped the title to Edge. There are numerous reasons as to why WWE failed to commit giving Hardy a substantial run with their top prize, and wrestling legend Jim Ross discussed this on his podcast, exactly why WWE didn't give the fans what they wanted. There's no reason that Jeff Hardy would not have been a great WWE champion or any title, but he just wasn't reliable. And how do you put your championship on somebody you don't have full confidence that they're going to be cool? They're going to be okay. Can they take the pressure of being champion? Can they take the pressure of going on last night after night? But there you have it, folks. 10 WWE title reigns everyone expected to rule, but they actually sucked. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.